So, all right, we're going to do the group conversation here. This is great. All right, so can you tell KGNU's listeners your names?
Jonny 5.
Chrissy.
I'm Sarah.
Lady Laree.
You were performing here today at the rally. The rally to keep families together. Tell us about what brought you out here today.
I mean, we always try to respond when we're invited by the community, and people reached out and said we really want a lot of energy and we want people to feel their own strength and their own power. And so we were really honored to get to try to bring that and celebrate what the energy that was already out there. And it was people brought a lot. People are bringing a lot of pain, a lot of anger, and it is transforming now into this movement that is going to draw a line, that is going to change these policies.
I think it's important to come out and support my race, which is human. And I feel like it is important for people not to forget the oldest rule in the book, and that is to treat others the way you want to be treated. If you're treating someone or someone's family or someone's children in a way that's not okay for you or your family or your children, then you're living wrong. And sooner or later, you're going to have to answer for that.
I think music is such a powerful form of protest, and being able to, like Jamie was saying, Jonny 5 was saying, channel sort of because I know we are all just feeling so angry about this and in some ways helpless, because it's a situation we don't always have answers to, and we don't know all the answers to, but we know that there's a clear call to action to make things right and see each other as human and not see each other as subhuman or illegal or any of these other labels we're slapping around. So being able to use music to unite and sort of rally together and support a cause that really needs supporting right now and needs our energy and attention.
Definitely. I'm a mom. I have kids. If it was me, yeah, right. I keep telling all of the ladies, and I've met so many people with so many stories, and I keep telling them, you're so strong, because I would be telling this story from a jail cell. You know what I'm saying? The strength that it takes to have people say these things and do these things and treat your family and your children this way, and to still be able to stand tall with your head held high and still maintain your integrity and still do the right thing as a human, you know what I'm saying, is awesome. And anything I can do to support that, I'll support that. Amen.
Do you personally know anyone who is in detention or families affected by this separation?
Probably. Yeah, I mean, I think in Colorado we've seen a lot of people in the community that are in and out of, having to be in sanctuary in churches. Because that's the only way they can stay with their family and not be deported. And so there's people who are in all different stages of dealing with that. And then, of course, we know that, through the criminal justice system, there's already various forms of family separation happening, through there's a system that is biased, and it was built to be biased. And so because we haven't corrected those and we haven't healed those wounds, then there's all forms of that happening.
Again, I come from the church background, and so not directly but indirectly, yes, I'm aware of people who are negatively impacted, for a lack of a better term.
Well, my mother, she lives on the East Coast, but she works at a college where one of the huge populations is a dreamer population of students. So I definitely hear a lot. I mean, not only hearing a lot, I think Jamie's answer, or Jonny 5's answer, probably rings true for a lot of us, people we know and we may not even realize are affected, but there's definitely realizing how coast to coast this is, and that this is not an issue that's just only local to Colorado. It's happening everywhere. So even in Massachusetts, where my mom works, this is something happening there too. So definitely hyper aware of that now.
No is a relative term. I spent a lot of time backstage today with one lady in particular, just holding her. They took her children, they took her husband, everything's gone. And she's trying to tell her story, but she's crying over there so hard that she can barely even get it out. And I just spent a good deal of time today, just holding her and listening to her and encouraging her. And not just her, there were several, that told their stories, that were there, that I spent time listening to and understanding and getting to know. And, I told them, much to my fault, I told them, I said, if you want to go get a rope and tie it around those bars and drag the daggum thing off, let's go. I'm with you. I said, they can't arrest all of us. They can't get all of us. Let's go. And so, I guess, like I said, no is a relative term. I've met people. Of course, we all are. I mean, we've got 2, 6, 3 degrees of separation between any of us anyway. So of course, we all know someone are affected by it. But what concerns me is I'm trying to figure out who the people are who are perpetuating this nonsense. How come nobody knows them? Nobody I know knows these people. Right. And I know a lot of people. I know a lot of rich people. I know a lot of poor people. I know a lot of black people, white people, Asian people, Mexican people. I know a lot of people. I know tens of thousands of people. And I don't know these people who are keeping this going. So if I know tens of thousands of people personally, who are these idiots who are keeping this nonsense going? Who knows them? Let's find those people. Let's talk to them.
Right.
Okay, in addition to pulling bars from the jail cells, what can people do to make a positive impact to keep families together?
I mean, I think raising your voice, like we see today, you raise your voice together, it'll help you keep your spirit high enough where you realize your own strength and that your strength is not limited to what you bring to it.
There have been many movements in the past where we've seen from examples when people come together and stand together, it's a lot harder to break than someone standing alone. And so I think events like this, just coming together and putting our foot down and saying no, that is where this change begins.
I think conversation is so important, and like building off of what Larry was saying is like, we don't, like, who are these people that are doing this? And we kind of have like abstract ideas of who's perpetuating, and I think we paint with a very broad abstract brush. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I have a feeling often they're sometimes among us and we don't even, we turn a blind eye or we don't realize it. And I think just speaking out, like Jamie said, and raising our voices and having the conversations will, like, it's not to make a gross metaphor, but like drawing the pus from the wound, you got to draw the pus out from the wound and then you can clean it. And that's the only way we get the toxicity out of these. The toxic mindset is to just draw out the venom and suck it out and clean it out, and then we can start building a better world for everybody.
And I think it goes a little bit past just saying something. I think it goes to, like today, being there. Some of these people need you to be there in court with them. Some of those people need you to be there and give them some food. Some of those people need you to be there and just like today, put your arms around them. And so not only saying something and being responsible for that, but doing the follow through. Yeah. You know what I mean? And going to those courts and going to those meetings and raising that money and finding those lawyers and working. You know what I'm saying? Like we've got to do more than thoughts and prayers. Right. At some point, when is enough? You know what I'm saying? We've got to put action for it. And that's why I'm glad about today. This is action. People are showing up. They're trying to do something. They're connecting. They're making networks that are going to keep them safe and hold them up during the process. And that's what we need. We need to do it together. Can't anybody do it by themselves.
Beautifully stated. Thanks again. So we've got the Flobots and...
Spirit of Grace.
Spirit of Grace in the house.
Thanks, y'all.